You got questions? Jay Wayne got answers. It's the Jay Wayne Q&A show.
Hey, Jay Wayne, trading get paid. Hey, Jay Wayne, he got them answers. Q&A. Jay Wayne, hey, Jay Wayne, Q&A.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Jay Wayne, representing Team Take Profits, and welcome to the Jay Wayne Q&A show, where I simply just want to encourage you, motivate you. If you want to learn where to put your entries in the right place, your stop loss, and take profits, if you want to learn multiple strategies that actually win it, then consider subscribing to my channel, because I'm your Forex plug. I'm going to lace you up. So today I got my homies with me. I got my man's JG, Mr. Joe Giunta from Trade and Get Paid. A lot of you are already following his channel, but if you're not, then check his channel out, Trade and Get Paid. A lot of content, right? Your biggest video, I think, is how to help somebody grow their channel to 100,000 to 100K.
$1,000 to six figures.
$1,000 to six figures, and he show you that, and there's no gimmick. There's no gimmick. Follow the rules on that. My man's Robert right here, the beginner educator. Everybody that comes into the team, you basically gonna learn from him the right mindset that you need to trade Forex properly. So, I got the team with me. I brought the big guns out, and we're gonna answer y'all questions. All right. So let's get to it.
Get it.
All right. So the first question from one of the subscribers is Keith Jones. He said, "You learn the terminology and strategy,
okay, but
executing a trade is hard for me."
Okay.
He says, "Jay, you offer any advice?" I'm gonna hand this over to Robert because that's your thing. So.
Yeah.
Help him out.
That's a great question. A lot of traders think when they come into the market that it's about the system or their strategy, and so they spend a lot of time studying and preparing on that level, but then they forget the mindset. And what he's expressing right there is mindset, and the ability to do what you have prepared yourself to do. And so, the best thing that a trader like that can do is lower the lot size.
Mm-hmm.
Lower the lot size so that the risk has been minimized. Because the thing that they're having a hard time with is the potential of losing money, the fear of loss. So in order to eliminate that fear of loss, you just got to lower your lot size to where it's insignificant, and then trade and practice and trade and practice and trade. Once you gain confidence that your system is working the way it's supposed to work, then you can slowly begin to increase your lot size again, keeping the emotion out of the trade, which is what's going on. His emotion spikes up, his heart rate goes up, basically the frontal lobe, which is the logical side, gets eliminated. The instinctive side over here, basically the fear-based brain takes over, and your trade is over. The moment that happens, your trade is over. So what lowering your lot size allows you to do is it keeps you from having that fear of or fight or flight reaction happening, and allows you to see the market for how it is.
Gotcha.
When fear takes over, you no longer see the market how it is. You're seeing the market based on your emotions. And that's what's happening too.
All right, Keith. So I hope you enjoyed that answer. He answered you solid. Thank you for helping him out, man. All right, Chauncey, I appreciate you for putting your question out there. He said, I'm gonna get this to Joe. He said, what session is best to trade gold?
That's a good question. So as some of you may know, I trade gold, I trade GA in gold, and gold is a very interesting thing to trade, because generally you can trade gold at any time because it's completely based on supply and demand. But what I would tell you is that the US session, from the London crossover, like from the time London is closing until when the US session is opening, that's the most volatile and best time to trade gold, because you have a lot of England orders, and the European orders being closed, and the US market is getting ready to open and basically take over that momentum. And so with all of that momentum of closing orders and all of the new momentum of bringing new orders into the market, there's a lot of volatility, and generally you catch perfect zones, because think about it. London, because gold is based on supply and demand, London is bringing you down to a supply level so they can close their market. Then the US is starting, the new session over, and they're taking it right off of that same supply and demand zone and taking it to the next level, taking it to the next zone. So I would say from about 5 a.m. Eastern time to about 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time, that is really good trading for gold. Another time would be the same as London is opening. From that 1 a.m. to about 3 a.m. is a real solid time to trade gold, because again, the same thing is happening. You're having the Asian orders closed and the London orders opening. And every time you see a session close with gold, they're going to do their best to trade it right back to the supply zone so they can get every penny they can out of the market. So if you can take it right off of that supply zone, you catch max pips.
Bro, that's powerful, bro. He just gave y'all the game on that one, man. All right, so we have Melanie Mimi. I'm sorry if I messed your name up, but the question is, I'm trading by myself. Any tips that will help? I have profits, but more loss than, and thank you for your videos. Okay, so basically she's trading by herself and she wants tips. My tip is, you already know my tip. Don't trade by yourself. Here's the thing. Check this out. We get help when we want spiritual help. You get help or a mentor when you want to open up a business, right? You don't do that by yourself. You go get help. You go get advice. You get advice and help when you're trying to lose weight and get into fitness. But all of a sudden, when it comes to trading in these markets, the stock market, the Forex market, we just do it ourselves like it's a game. It's just as serious.
Right.
It's just as serious. So you don't want to just jump in the market and just because you heard a few people give you a few strategies. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. So you want to find a mentor. All right. You got Joe. He's a great mentor. Okay. You got Robert. He's a great mentor. You got me. Okay. TeamTakeProfits.net. Check it out. It's in the description below. Okay. So I'm gonna put it across the screen right here. If you want a mentor, whenever you're ready, we would love to help you. All right. TradingGetPaid.com. All right. TeamTakeProfits.net. Anywhere it go, you're gonna get all three of us as your mentor. So imagine if you come to three guys that's gonna teach you the game from beginner, intermediate to advanced. All right. You got live classes to come to that's gonna show you basically techniques and answer your questions. All right. And then you wake up during London session, 1 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Eastern, and actually see everything you've been taught in action. Do that for 6 months to a year, and you won't be saying that you're losing profits. Right. We got you. So the next question we got from Talati Hendrick. Shout out to you, Talati Hendrick. Thank you for being a subscriber. Like I said, you're not really a subscriber, you're family to me. So I'm answering your question here. And Team Take Profits every day. He said Team Take Profits every day. Shout out. Look, question is, how important is leverage in Forex market? We all have blown accounts. Come back with a different strategy but still blow it. What's the perfect leverage for a standard account where you can still make big profits but risk less?
Yeah, that's a great question. So leverage in Forex is one of those funny words, because it's, while being extremely important, it's actually overused. It's really an overhyped word. If you're using proper risk management, leverage don't mean anything to you. Right. If you're not using proper risk management, leverage is going to be the whole world to you, because it's going to blow your account. Right? So leverage, and I'm not going to get into the depths of leverage. You probably want to see some of the beginner videos for that. But leverage is basically where the broker is allowing you to use lot sizes where you can actually make some money, but their reward for that is that they realize you're going to lose trades. 94% of retail traders lose, so they get to keep all that money. So what we do when we use leverage, I would say for a standard, that's another thing. The standard account size, that's really not a fair assessment. You have to ask yourself, how much money do you have in your account? And that is going to determine your risk and your reward. It's going to determine so many things. So leverage is really not what you're looking at. So in my opinion, just to answer your question, leverage is really not what you're trying to get to. Proper risk management is what you're trying to get to. If you have, let's just say $1,000 in your account and you're leveraged, the leverage isn't going to matter if you're using that proper risk management. If you're using 1% in every trade, then you're only going to be risking $10 in that trade. That's going to tell you what your lot size should be, right? If you're risking $10 in a trade and you have a 10 pip stop loss, that tells you should be at $1 a pip. If you're at a 20 pip stop loss, then you should be using 50 cents a pip. If you have a 30 pip stop loss, then you so on and so forth. So leverage at that point doesn't matter, because at the max you can only lose 1%. When you start over trading, now you got 20 trades open, you got all this stuff going on. Now suddenly leverage matters, because now you're using up all your margin, and when that runs out, they're going to close the biggest trade first. And when you're over leveraged, that hurts. So I hope that helps you. Leverage is very important, but only because people don't use proper risk management.
So you would say the risk management is key.
Risk management is everything.
So to put it in perspective, I was just telling them, when I first kind of started in my beginning days, first year of trading, my wife gave me $1,600. I blew that overnight because I over leveraged. All right, I used all my margin, everything was up. 4 trades at $10, $10 lot size. Okay, 4 trades, so that's $40 lot size going. Okay, on like 4 different currency pairs.
Right.
And only had $1,600 in my account.
Wow.
I didn't use risk management, and I was over leveraged, and I blew my account. The broker started to close out the biggest trades, and they left me with $100. So basically, I would just tell Talati, I would say to you, basically just use risk management. All right, don't try to hit the home run. Okay, you got $500 in your account, trade with a 50-cent lot size. You got $1,000 in your account, trade with 50 cents to $1, no more than $1, and you should be safe. You want it to be somewhere where it's like you got to lose 30 some trades in a row to blow your account, 40 trades or something. All right, and then you'll be safe. All right. Shout out to you, James Lawrence. Thank you for watching the channel. He said, "Is it better to use a phone or a tablet? Because I'm gonna get serious with this, but I have to be mobile." So it's kind of a good question. He got to be mobile.
Okay.
So what's the best bet for him?
That's a tricky question. If he's a beginner, then he's already playing with danger. I mean, that is a tricky question. I mean, if you have to be mobile, then a tablet better than a phone. But with the phone, you can access the buttons that you have to move a lot faster than with the tablet. You know, so I mean, it really is a tricky question. When I first started, I guess I should start it this way. When I first started, I started using the phone. I would just lose because I couldn't see the market. I couldn't see everything that was going on in the market. So I shut it down and I went to the computer and started working on the computer. Once I learned how to trade, now I can be at 35,000 feet in the air, taking $5 lot sizes on positions and winning consistently. So the first thing is you have to be consistently blue, I think, before you start messing with mobile features. But if you have to trade, then the iPad or the tablet, or a bigger tablet, so you can see a little more of the market, and then your phone for entries and closing the exit.
Yeah, well said. Tablet for seeing more. It's still going to be hard to really mark up your charts on that tablet. But here's the thing: you can go in the trading view. Okay, so get a tablet, get a nice 12.9 inch, whatever it is. Download the Trading View app. Okay, you can even nowadays just go right on TradingView.com on the tablet, and that way you can mark up the charts, and then you can execute buy or sell right from the phone. Right. That's what I think.
That's exactly right.
Good question, man. All right, so I got a question for you, Joe. When you first started trading, he been trading a year longer than me. When you first started trading, what was some of the greatest experiences you remember when you first started trading? You know, growing your account. You know, I want to hear about the positivity on this channel. What's up?
So I'll say this. I'm gonna give you the funny answer first. The greatest experiences that I could have, you know, is always the profits, the growth. You know, seeing other students that have grown. But I can tell you the truth, man. And I don't mean to take it to church on you, but sometimes, man, those valleys were the most important times. I grew so much in my losses. I remember times when, in fact, we were just talking about this earlier, when I lost, 12 grand in one trade. Man, my heart was skipping beats. My stomach hurt. I didn't want to get out of the bed. But I can tell you this, that taught me a lesson that I'll never forget. I will never lose 12,000 again. You know what I mean? And now I've traded much larger account than that. But, that was a big lesson. So for me, I remember coming in with $500. I didn't have any more than $500. I had a lot of other things going on. And I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a background in finance. I took $500. I pressed a few buttons and turned it into 30 grand. You know what I mean? It was crazy. I was like, oh my goodness, it turned into 12 grand just overnight, basically. But that was almost the worst thing that could happen to me, because I got lucky. And now I thought I had all the answers. Oh, this is all I do. This is easy. Oh, what am I doing? Before you knew it, I was taking $1,600 loss, $1,200 loss. And guess what? I only had a $10,000 account, a $16,000, and I was like, I had no clue what I was doing. And all these people I was supposed to be learning from, they didn't teach me nothing, you know what I mean? So finally, I got myself a mentor, and he taught me a lot. I started to learn a lot of strategies, risk management, things like that. And then strategically, instead of trying to hit the home run overnight, instead of me trying to get, I realized 4 quarters equals $1. 4 singles scores me a run. I don't have to hit the home run every time. So what I started to learn now was, if I was strategic in my growth, I could take a $1,000 account, which is what I ended up being right back down to. I took a $1,000 account and I focused. I started trading a percentage-based account. Every trade I had 3 to 5%. That was aggressive. And then I tailed it back to 1%. I never traded more than 5 trades in a week. I was strict with my trade plan. And now, guess what? In 5 years, I'm trading 6-figure accounts. I'm doing whatever I want with Forex. And the reason is now, as Jay's song, Pips Pay My Bills. Right? But that happened because of discipline. That happened because I found a trade plan. I created a trade plan that works, and I do not deviate. Hear me when I tell you, I do not deviate from my plan. Anybody on my team will tell you, I don't deviate from my plan. My plan is everything to me. That's my best advice to you. That's the best thing, that ever happened to me, was the trade plan. Get yourself a trade plan. Work with your mentor. If you don't have a mentor, that's your first mess up. Get a mentor, and if your mentor can't help you develop a trade plan, he's the wrong mentor, or she's the wrong mentor for you.
Facts.
You need somebody that can help you sit down and develop a trade plan that works for who you are, what style of trader you are, what time frame you trade. Are you breakout retest? Are you a swing trader, a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you a position? Who are you? What do you do? Do you work a 9 to 5? Do you work an overnight job? We got to figure all that out. And based on every circumstance you have in your life, we're going to develop a trade plan that works for you. That's what your mentor should be doing. Once you have that trade plan, hear me now, don't deviate. That's probably the best lesson I ever learned in Forex.
Hey, so that's real powerful, because look, Chidima, that's on our team.
Right.
Shout out to you, Chidima, if you watch and comment below. Team Take Profits. Okay. But here's the thing, Chidima is loyal. She been on the team for a while. She was trying to take the day trade setups we was giving out, but she had to work. She live in London, and we trade London, so it was kind of too much. She was running through the train station, trying to get to work, missing the trades, whatever, right? So she just basically stopped trading. She still educated herself with our videos, but she couldn't take any trades to make any money. So she just hung tight and invested in her education. And I said, you know what? Just hang tight. I'm gonna find a way to customize a trade plan for your situation, like you said. And so I've been doing a lot of research. I couldn't find anything. She needed something more long term, more swing trade. So boom, it hit me. I figured it out. I did a Zoom training with her, one-on-one. told her the rules that she needed to follow, told her what to wait for, what to look for, all of the rules, and told her not to deviate.
Yeah.
And comment below, Shadim, if you're watching this, and let me know, what do you feel about the new strategy I gave you or the new trade plan? And we'll just let that speak for itself. So you, Robert, what about you? What are some of your greatest experiences since you've been trading Forex?
Well, I think that what Joe was saying reminded me of my initial struggles. I did not realize how much ego was going to be a player in my trading career. We've been talking about all day about how my competitive nature just keeps me from wanting to, or allowing myself to take a loss. And so I remember I was trying to, I think it was like I was close to a $700 day or something like that, and I was like $10 away from a $700 day. And because I wanted to get that $700, I think you remember that, because I wanted to hit that $300. I can't remember. It was a number, but I was $10 away. That's what I remember. And just because of those $10, I lost $100. And then after that, trying to get the $100, I lost $200. And then after that, now I'm in the negative. You know, and now I'm revenge trading, trying to get that money back. You know, all because of $10. You know what I mean? Wow. And it's all ego. Yeah, it's all ego.
I remember that.
So it became real humbling. You know, I lost a ton of money in the beginning just trying to, what would be the word? I guess make myself feel good, which is why I spend so much time on the mindset.
Right.
You know, because to me it was really about mindset. It's not about skill. The skill to trade. To know how to trade, you can get that pretty fast. 3 to 4 months, I would say. You can, if you're dedicated, you can get the skill, the technical skill. Now, the mindset may take a little longer, depending on your past, depending on what's happening in your background, depending on what kind of style of trader you are. Like Joe was saying, which is super important to me. The biggest lesson that I learned from that was the discipline that you taught me. You know, stick to one lot size. I was doing all sorts of lot sizes: $5, $10, $20 at one point. Jay was running away with bigger lot sizes. I'm trying to chase after him because he's doing it, I'm trying to do it, and I'm losing. And I see a lot of people in the chat room sometimes doing that with the people who are more successful. They're trying to catch up with them, and it doesn't work, you know. So the thing that I learned, the biggest lesson that I learned, you gave me, which was, Robert, stick to one lot size, stick to that, and just do that over and over and over and over. Now, no matter what your profit is, just keep doing that over and over. Now the level of comfort that I have is completely unemotional, you know. So that's the biggest lesson that I learned, to basically trade with no emotion. I can't say with no emotion because, again, there's always an emotion first. But what I mean by that is not being controlled by your emotion, but being able to regulate your emotion as you are in the trade, whether the trade is moving with you or against you, by sticking to one plan over and over and over.
Gotcha. I think I remember. I was like, I think I told you, I was like, we can get that $10 tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
We can get that. We can get that $10 next trade.
I want them now.
Right. Yeah. Stupid. So you came a long way. I'm talking about now. When you see his profits, blue, 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 one little loss, blue, blue, blue. Like, we don't lose much. Like, people don't believe it, but like we like probably we're really probably like 80-some% traders. But I try to like lowball it. We're about 75%. And that's pretty good. That's real good. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to watch more Q&A videos, then click that video right over there on the left side. It's gonna lace you up. More Q&A. We got a bunch of content. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe. And let's make this money, baby. Peace.